Okay, welcome to the ToneBar channel. Let's see here. This is just a test, my first test. Let me turn some lights on. Oh. Okay, is there anybody watching? Is this thing on? Can you do a live chat? Okay, is this thing on? Okay, hang on. Hang on, stand by. Let it run. Maybe somebody will show up. Okay, we're back. There is nobody out there. Okay. Okay. Nobody's out there. Nobody cares. That's cool. Okay, this is just going to be my first live chat. Maybe we can. Let's see. I don't know what that says. I don't know what that means. Okay, if you're new to the ToneBar channel, thank you for all the ToneBar pioneers that bought one and just seen the idea and and got it right away. Now that means there's almost 3,000 of you people out there that seen this and bought it. Now, I've been reading on the unofficial Martin guitar forum and another guitar forum. And the only critics are people that don't understand it, and I get that. The ToneBar is a different way of mounting your strings, and here's the prototype. I didn't bring all of the. See, what you're doing is, you can see that the lighting down here isn't very good, but what you're doing is inside the guitar here, you just had pins smashing the string up against the hole, and the bottom end was up against the bridge plate, barely making any contact. And, you know, a lot of guitars sounded okay that way. But the ToneBar is a completely different way of mounting your strings, where you're all the strings. I can't see how to use this. All the strings are pulled up against the bridge plate. The ToneBar is doing the contact to the bridge plate, and that's what's making the guitar sound so much better. Now go back and watch the last video I did with the Eastman guitar. My friend had one, and he told me he had one. I said, well, that's a pretty good sounding guitar. Bring that thing over and let's put a ToneBar in it. So he brought it over. I put a ToneBar in it. And what a ToneBar does, it makes each note clear. There's no the bar, the ToneBar is providing the contact to the bridge plate. You're getting, see, look at that, you're getting the same amount of contact on each side of the pinhole. The pins with a ToneBar, the ball ends of the string on a ToneBar are not even touching nothing but the ToneBar. The ToneBar is touching the bridge plate all the way across the bottom, providing solid contact. Hang on a second. I got the patent right here. Now, this is just like making a video, but this is a little more personal. Okay, so what's happening is, I can't see that. See that? Okay, see the schematic in the patent? It's upside down. All the ToneBar goes inside the ball ends. Okay? Goes inside the ball ends, and the ball ends are suspended in the middle of the pinhole and not getting pinched, and they're coming straight over. They're coming straight over the bridge. Okay, here, oh, I got my little model right here. Okay. See, there's outlined in gold is the tone bar. It goes across the whole bridge plate. It's the tone. Okay, on these guitar forums, we'll just go to the hardware store and get a piece of wire. No, I mean I did all that. I've done the research. You people have no idea who I am. I mean, you know, I'm just some guy with an idea and but it was so different. If you just got rid of bridge pins, that would have been good enough. It would have been good enough. But what happened was it made the guitar sound so much better. I couldn't believe how much better the guitar sounded with that bar in it. This is just a D18 kit. I worked at a place that was a Martin dealer for a while. And this is just a D18 kit. I showed this thing, and I got 91 videos on YouTube talking about this damn tone bar. And I wouldn't keep talking about the damn tone bar if it didn't work. Everybody that buys it, like one guy on the guitar on the guitar forum says, "Man, you know this guy, it's got rave reviews, and nobody says anything negative about it that has bought it." The only people that are saying anything about it don't know, and they're talking out of their ass. They, you know, I don't know what they do for a living, but they don't have the resume that I have, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry I hate to be a smartass, but I'm telling you, my skill set on working on shit is up there with anybody. Okay. So what happens is once you install, okay, so the guy brought his Eastman over. I did a video on it, put new set of strings on it. We played it. He took it home. And then he called me. I was out in the garage working, and he called me the other day, and he says, "Hey, man," he goes, I want to show you my bass. So he brings his bass over and shows it to me, and it's just P bass, and it's a Mexican P bass. And he goes, "Man," he goes, "that damn Eastman," he goes, "it sounds incredible now." He goes, "It sounded good before." He goes, "It sounded good before, but it's unbelievable now." He goes, "It's incredible." I said, "Well, bring it back over, and let me cut that nut down a little bit." I didn't do a full setup on it. I just wanted to put the strings, you know, put new strings on it and put the tone bar in there. And he says, "Dude," I said, "Well, bring it back over. We'll do another video on it." He goes, "It sounds incredible." He goes, "Every note." I've had this said to me several times for people who put tone bars in their guitar. He goes, "Every note rings out like a bell. There's no fuzziness. It adds clarity, volume. The sustain is ridiculous." I don't know how good this microphone's picking up, or where even the hell the microphone's at on here. Okay, so he's going to bring that guitar back over here, and then I'm gonna cut the nut down and make it play a lot easier. This guitar here plays like an electric. And the thing with the tone bar is, I hit it hard because I'm trying to show you the volume that it creates. But when you're just sitting with a guitar with a tone bar in your guitar, just rings out. I can't explain it. It just rings out. You feel every note in the body and in the neck. It enhances whatever the guitar, whatever the characteristics of that guitar is. Like that guy with that Eastman, whatever characteristic that guitar has, it's going to enhance it. If it's a $5,000 Martin, I don't care. You're changing the way you're mounting the strings. The pins are the problem, or you're bending the end up. In my other videos, watch, I got the diagram behind me. The ball end of the string comes right out of the sound hole. I mean the pin hole over the bridge, and when you tune it up, it's putting maximum pressure on that bridge. You're getting no resistance from the bridge plate to the bridge. There's no resistance. You're not pinching the string. You're getting no resistance. That tone bar has got the same contact all the way underneath here, and every string is making the same contact, so all the strings sound alike. Not a sound alike, but they all have this equal opportunity to make whatever noise they're supposed to be making. And I get the lightest, thinnest pick. This is a 46 millimeter Dunlop. There's nobody here. Well, we'll keep doing these. I get it that a lot of people don't understand it, but I don't understand why you don't understand it. The bridge pins do nothing. The bridge pins just hold the strings in there, and then with the other model you've seen in all my other videos, they're just in their. Let's all have a cold beverage together. Okay. If you're using traditional bridge pins to mount the strings on your acoustic guitar, you're missing out on what your guitar really sounds like. And there's nobody here asking me no questions. This is the first time I've tried to do this, so I mean, this is just an experiment. You know, maybe go back and look at it. Okay, to repeat, the tone bar is a different and new way of mounting your strings. You're going through the ball end of the string, and the tone bar is providing the contact to the bridge plate. The tone bar is the right exact material. It's the exact right size. It's the exact right design. Okay, you got the right material. You got the right size. You got the right design. And if you just use that, after you change from pins to the tone bar, when you change strings, you just loose them and the tone bar just falls out. It's twice as fast as doing with pins. You've just been doing things the same way your whole life, there's not been one person other than saying, there was one guy said, he goes, I felt the difference, but I couldn't hear the difference, but I'm deaf and I can't tell you. So, a deaf guy could feel the difference, but he couldn't hear it. But he played the guitar. Okay, so if the concept ain't no good, then why? And I've read on all these forums, why is everybody running to the hardware store getting something and making their own? If this concept wasn't valid, it wouldn't have gotten a patent. And on one of those guitar forums, it says, "Well, anybody can get a patent nowadays." No, you can't. No, you can't. You can. Okay, here's the deal with a patent. You can file a provisional patent on anything you want. But when you flip it and it goes to the patent examiner, then that's where the rubber meets the road, and they're going to look at that and compare it against everything else that exists. And if it existed, it would be there. Okay, so this didn't exist before. I've heard of the concept of putting maybe an Allen wrench through the ball ends and doing that. But but nobody's ever followed it all the way through and found the right material, the right size, and the right design, and the right application, and how to get the damn thing in there. It's real easy to get in there. You just, push the string through and pull out the sound hole, load all the strings on, you pull it back through like a ponytail. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. It's easier than messing with a bunch of pins. And then after you get rid of the pins, if you break a string, you're not going to break a string. Go back on my channel and look at the last time I put strings on this Martin. And these are the same strings that's been on there for 6 months. The other strings that was on there for 2 years. They still sounded good. But I took them off just to show you how to change the strings on a decent guitar. And that video's got thousands of hits on it. But I didn't need to change the strings. I just did that to show you that the ball ends of the strings and the ends weren't all bent up. When you put pins in your guitar, when you mount your strings with pins, you're bending the ball end up against the bridge plate, just barely touching it. And then it's getting smashed up against the pin hole wall. And then it's getting crimped at the very top. It's getting crimped at the top. And then it's going over the bridge. So you got the bridge plate is where the tone comes from. From the bottom up. This is like a stop tail piece on a Les Paul. This is like those brass ferrules on the back of a telly. This is a solid physics-based mounting system that not only eliminates the pins and gives you stable tuning, it lengthens the life of your strings, prevents string breakage, gives you more sustain, more volume, more clarity. It makes the guitar feel better. It makes it sound better. And all that bullshit that they've been telling you about using brass pins or pins are junk. That's the only archaic thing they've had for 150 years, or since 1833 when Martin come out with that. Now, another thing, I've had a lot of comments saying, well, why ain't Gibson and Martin and all them other big manufacturers, if this is such a great idea, then why ain't they picking up on it? Well, it's because it's one big thing, one big problem. You see that? One big problem is that I own the patent and they don't. And I've had this told to me by several people in several of these companies. We don't take any outside advice. We're Martin. We're the guitar gods. We don't go away, puny human, with the great idea. Go away. We don't want to see you. We don't take any outside ideas. I called Taylor. Sir, we don't take any outside ideas. I said, well, you buy tuners from other companies, yeah, but we don't. We're starting to make our own. Companies nowadays want everything to come from in-house. They won't allow outside ideas. So that's why Martin ain't picked this up. That's why Gibson ain't picked this up. That's why Taylor ain't picked this up. And that's why all these other manufacturers hadn't picked this up and use it, because they don't own the patent. When you work for these guys and you come up with a great idea, guess what? They own your great idea because they own you. They hand you a paycheck and they sign it. They own your ass. But companies don't want great innovative ideas because they didn't think of it. It's all about money. They're not going to get no money off of this. I'm going to get the money. They don't want me to have no money. That's cool, but here's what I'm telling you. That being said, this thing works on cheap guitars. It works on medium-sized, medium-priced guitars. And it works on expensive guitars. When I first launched this about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, one of the best musicians in Seattle called me and says, dude, this made my guitar just come alive. Dude in San Diego called me. A dude named Hank Williams called me. Dudes from Texas called me. But I'm telling you, you can go to the hardware store and this, yes, you are right. I heard one guy in one of those guitar forums said it correctly. This is made out of unobtainium. I was a jeweler at one time. And I figured out the exact size that this thing needed to be. Started out with a piece of baling wire, and it held. But I said I need to fill that hole up. So I used what in jewelers' terms use is a drawbar. So I used a drawbar to get the exact dimension to fill up that ball end, the inside of that ball end. And then I contracted a wire company to make this for me. So I have the proper, you can go to the hardware store and do all you, but you're not going to get the real thing. You're not going to get the patented, you're not getting the patented ToneBar. You're getting some bullshit that you went to the hardware. I don't want no bullshit. I want real stuff. Now, once you get one, you can copy it, probably, but why you want to do me like that? And one, the lady in California, I can't remember what her name is. She says, "Man, you gotta give it to this guy. If you're not buying it and you're going out and making one, then all you're doing is proving me right. Nobody knew about mounting your strings with a bar until I'd done it like 2.5 years ago. Let's see, the patent was issued. Let's see here. Let's look at this. Let's look it up. Let's get our facts straight here because I got the facts right here in my hand. The patent was issued on October the 24th. What is today? Today's October the 26th in 2023. So 2 years ago, almost to the day, this patent was issued. Two years ago, almost to the day, this patent was issued. And I've sold going on 4,000 of these. 4,000. Ain't no telling how many other hundreds that people went out and made. But if I'm telling you, if you go out and make one, you're not getting the real deal. You're not getting the patented ToneBar. You're getting some shit that you made up, and if you don't get the correct results, then you're going to blame me. Okay, and then another thing I want to tell you, people are saying, what if I break a string? What if I'm going to get all that's bullshit. You're blaming the ToneBar that you haven't tried, and you're blaming all the problems you had with pins on the ToneBar that you haven't even tried yet. Now, all you guys that don't understand it, I understand that you don't understand it. I don't understand that you don't understand. But I do understand this, that you ain't tried it, and you can't say it don't work or it doesn't do what I say it does because you ain't tried it. If you try it, you'd find out that it does that and more. Every person that I know and around where I live in, you got an acoustic guitar? You do? Well, everybody in town knows where I live at. I live right here on one of the main streets in town. Everybody knows where I live at. They drive by and honk all the time. There's one in every person's. Everybody that I know around here that's got a guitar, it's in their guitar. And if it ain't in their guitar, it's because they ain't brought it over yet. And not one person around here, and any of the 3,000 and more that I've sold, have complained it broke a string. Everyone says that it made the guitar sound amazing. The clarity was there. The volume was more. The sustain was increased. This is the only thing that does that. There's nothing else. This is the only patented alternative to bridge pins. The ToneBar weighs less than the pins that you're using. The traditional pins that you're using. If you're using nicer pins, they're going to weigh more. Anything you take off, any weight you take off the top facilitates the vibration of the top of the guitar. The last line in the patent says the contact of the ToneBar against a bridge plate provides acoustically amplified tones. And that's what it does. This is an acoustic box. It's a passive instrument. When you activate right there where you hear that, come in, hello, come in. So you're not getting much noise up here. Back here, right there. That's where the vibration's taking place. And all that solid contact underneath there with your strings coming up through the sound hole, through the pinholes at an angle that gives you the maximum contact down on the bridge, your guitar's got to sound better. Once you then there's no conversion. You take the pins out and you put the your strings down the pinhole, slide them on the tone bar and pull them up like a ponytail. Like I was playing with my new little kitten the other day. Patty cake, baker's man. Roll them up, put them on the tone bar, pull them up like a ponytail. It's easier. And with no angle, without the pinching at the bottom and without the pinching at the top, you are less likely to break a string. And if you break a string more times than not, it's time to change all your strings. That's the only time you need to change the strings is when they get old and rusty, and then they break. And if they break, they're going to break right there on the top of your bridge, not down here where the ball ends have been pinched. Okay, I've been talking for 36 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna see if this is just a test. My first test. I may bring. It wouldn't do it on my other laptop, but it does on this one. So we'll see. Nobody made a comment. So nobody made a comment. I got one like. So let's play a little outro here. Good night. Take care of those that you love. Get a tone bar. They're on eBay and Reverb, or contact me through here directly. If you want to be a dealer, I'll sell them to you wholesale. They're $10, free shipping. Get one today. If you buy a guitar, you can't get it from the major manufacturers. Buy a guitar, get a tone bar, switch it over, and you will be glad you did. This is the greatest innovation in acoustic guitars in over 100 years, and I own the patent, and I want to get you one. This should be in every single acoustic guitar in the world. You can make it, help me make it happen. Thanks for watching, and we'll see if this works.